Welcome to A Spirit Animal Message. And if tonight's your birthday, I'd like to start off by saying happy birthday. We have Eagle, Mastery. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. And you are that part of this. You are guided by the winds of spirit. That's what I was at. There's this energy of something, how you knew of a greater potential within you some time ago, and in the present moment, that intuition about yourself, that it was like, it may have felt like a version of you that, like, in the past you may have had a moment where it felt like a version of you was calling to you from the future to say, listen, I need you to put this work in, or not to say, not like it was talking, but it was almost like you felt this energy from a version of yourself, like, get to me, do whatever you can to get to me. And I feel like, it's an energy that I am familiar with, so I kind of feel it myself. And it's just, I feel like you recently are coming into that version of you where you were hearing, almost like you were getting intuition from a version of yourself within this lifetime that you had the potential to be, but only if you really put that work of choice of your choice to yourself in, right? Otherwise, that version of yourself would have been just in your potentiality field. Like, right, we have this field of potential, right? And based on our choices, based on what we put our focus on, what our attention into, really shapes who we are as far as the projection that's seen out to the outside world, right? So you put in work to yourself because you felt guided. You felt that the winds of spirit guiding you towards a version of yourself that you were truly meant for. Squirrel, always prepared. And I feel like that was a huge part of that message. If that was something that you experienced, it was to prepare you for now, right? Because we plan for the experiences. Not to say that we want to be fearful of the future, but we want to be in the present moment, that version of us that we admire. So when we meet that future version of ourselves, we can look back and say, yeah, I gave you all I could to be, the experience you are now. I gave you everything I could, despite anything that may have happened. You can look at yourself and say, I did all I could do. And I feel like that's something you can say to yourself, is that you truly worked in the present moment, preparing and being. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future, and life will give you all you need. And I feel like life itself, I feel like how the universe is this consciousness, right? We have animals, we have people, we have the air, we have a table, we have this tapestry, and then we have the spaces in between. And I feel like the whole universe of all things, everything, I call God, the way I think of God as the all, as everything. And I feel like that all of everything, you were so in tune with that all of everything that you were able to tap into that potential and really give it all it could need to be prepared for the now, right? Like that squirrel that gathers what it needs to make it through the winter. I feel like you did what you had to do, or not just what you had to do, what you were guided to do, and not to get through a winter. This could have been several winters. I feel like however long it took you to get through what could have been I think of the dark night of the soul, or a spiritual awakening, that like maybe a sudden spiritual awakening. Because when we have a sudden Kundalini awakening, and your body and your energy system maybe wasn't quite ready for it, and then because your energy system knew that it was going through this calibration to be more of who you actually are, you were given all you need to be prepared to get through everything, good or bad. And then butterfly, rebirth. You can reinvent yourself, open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. I'm feeling a little emotional about reading this part of it, so I'm going to read it again. And I'm going to read it kind of slowly because of the fact that I am feeling emotional about it. So there might be someone out there that's also feeling emotional about this. Now listen, just as more within that heart space for yourself too. I mean, if this is for the listener. Butterfly, rebirth. You can reinvent yourself. Now listen to me and then repeat it back to yourself, because there's something about this message right now that I'm repeating, and maybe it's for a reason, and maybe it's to send a signal to your own neurons, and maybe you listen to yourself better than you're going to listen to me. So you can reinvent yourself. I'll say it too. Like, I can reinvent myself, right? We can reinvent ourselves. Open to the rewards of change. I think about when things are going a certain way. Let's say there's a crappy situation going on. However, it's like giving you the clarity that you need to shift where you need to shift. It's like, say if something crappy comes along, but it's meant to mix up your world to put you on the path that you're meant to be on. I think about how the rewards of change. Think about how change can be, you can go through a change where the change that initiates the change can be good, or things that initiate the change can be not so great. However, at the end of it, you end up on a path that feels more in alignment to who you really are, even though you had to go through, all these things that seemed like, oh, I was struggling and I was barely holding on this whole, but what you got to that point, and then it's like, oh, I think of this video I've seen where Sheldon from The Big Bang, and he's like looking at it as like something of like, why? He's looking at this book and he's like going, why? And at the end, and he's like, oh, that's why. And I feel like you've gone through, maybe you're kind of in this way coming at the other end to a long journey where now it's like a new start. It's like a new beginning after a lot of work. And then maybe releasing from everything that you've been through. And maybe you've had those moments where it was just like you looking through things that happened, and you're in the moment, you're just like, why? And then you get to that experience of solution, of leveling up, or things somehow falling in alignment in this way, and you're just like, oh, that's why. Or you just being in the right place at the right time is just the reason why. So you have brilliance to share with the world. Now remember that part of the message, that we are all gifts, and that in that present moment of being that gift, and we're embodying a beautiful new butterfly ready to take on adventure, experience life itself, be that person that spreads joy, moving place to place, pollinating the world with happiness and joy. I mean, this is, I feel like, more of what you'd prefer. So you know that you have more to share with the world, and that's what really engaged this, ignited this, is that you would like to be more a part of the world, maybe, or be a part of the world in a more clear space within, and how you perceive and how the outside world affects you, and love every part of your journey. I think that's a huge part of it about life, is just, do our very best to love every part of the journey. However, also stand up for ourselves in healthy, assertive ways. And you may have been just sending and receiving, or either you're sending and receiving a lot of message, or someone else is sending and receiving a lot of messages, and there may be some anxiety or stress going on. I don't know if this is you or another person. I feel like there's this, for you, I feel like you have this internal marriage, sort of strengthening in a new beginning, where you get to be this version of yourself that you put the work into, and it's like you're emerging. I think about a butterfly in the cocoon, and I feel like life in this way is still going on, right? Life is still going on. You're just yourself. You've been putting the work in. Maybe you're the only one maybe perceiving this, where you're slowly emerging out of a cocoon phase of your life. And it's like now you're learning how to flap your wings. You're learning how to move your body, because it feels so different. It feels so new, right? That butterfly was a caterpillar before going into that cocoon, right? So it's coming out, and it's like experiencing itself in this new form for the first time. And it's slowly perceiving the beauty and possibility it is, and then it takes flight. What is a starting position for this reading? A present position card for those that will resonate to this message. What is a present position card for me to understand this a little better? For a present position for those that will resonate to this message. Okay. Oh. So we start out with an ending. So you recently had some form of ending or a loss. And I think of that rebirth, right? When we go through, and I was saying that before, it's like when you go through something that really, and I saw the 8 of Cups, but I feel like this could be maybe you just recently lost hearing a friend. What's crossing this? Energy. The death, I feel like, is actually, now that I'm sitting here with it for a second and I'm sort of being like, I kind of feel it suddenly where I wasn't really sure. That's the rebirth. Something happened where there was a loss. No, there really wasn't. Can we get another card to explain this energy as the start energy? What is this? Ending. Love, the Lovers. So it was an ending in a relationship. Was this a, like, boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife connection? Was this a husband and wife or a boyfriend and girlfriend connection? And when I say yes, so you recently ended it with someone that wasn't right for you, that wasn't treating you right, clearly. Whether they ended it or you ended it, it was something, a connection. For some of you, this could also be family. For some of you, you recently, it's like a connection between you and someone of significance is over, basically. And I feel like this is you putting your foot, it's like maybe it was already over because it was never actually what you thought it was. So what is something crossing this energy? So what's crossing you is a solid new offer of some sort coming in. This is a new beginning. What is this new beginning in regards to? Like another card, if I could, to help assist me just understand what this crossing of a beginning. It's the new beginning. It's a solid new beginning. Well, maybe that's what this is, because I think about, an Ace of Cups would be like a start of a new love or a new relationship, but it's an ace, so you don't really know where it's leading to. You don't know if it's leading to the Ten of Cups or not. But the Ace of Coins, it can speak of, prosperity or money coming in. This is what's crossing you. So maybe a financial win makes you feel better. Let's just see. Was there a card to help me just better understand what this is about? So the Five of Swords with the Ace of Coins. Yeah, I think this is a solid offer is what I'm thinking of. I feel like we have the Five of Swords, so this is that energy of like competition or rivalry or maybe even arguing of some sort. I love this image because you see the dragonfly and you see these swords, and tarot, for the Five of Swords, it usually looks like a fight is usually the depiction. But in this situation, that's not how it looks. You see the dragonfly, and you see the swords where the tips are all aiming at the dragonfly, and they're all suspended in the air. And for me, that is, just looking at that is like a symbolism for, it's like people communicating about you in maybe either a competition or an argument space, just behind your back in this way, because it's like in the air. It's like messages in the air. They're not like maybe sending it to you. This could be like people just talking about you, and that energy somehow getting back to you. Oh, it's like things got back to you in some way. And I see these fairies. You see all these little fairies, and it looks like they're rushing over to guide what's going on in between these swords and this dragonfly. And a dragonfly is this energy of transformation, of rebirth. And I feel like spirit, it's like you had some form of energy guides or energy assist during this time where you may have been dealing with just a challenging situation where people were arguing or talking crap behind your back. I think of like just, I don't know if that resonates, but it was just like people who felt like they were just paying attention to you, and all of the energy that they were attempting to send you that was actually meant to be in some way negative, it ended up being a reflection to the it gave you the truth, first of all, and it also is leading to where now what's crossing you is a financial leveling up of some sort, or a solid new beginning. No, it's financial. As soon as I went to go into that and think of something else, something said bring me back. No, this is a finance. What the Ace of Coins is, some sort of financial compensation or financial gift. That I feel like it's somehow gonna come. It's gonna come to you in a way that's not. You're gonna question like, how did this happen, basically, but it's almost like spirit was prepared, basically, is all I can say, because I really don't know how that would work out, but it's gonna be something that's like, it's almost gonna feel like, okay, who's watching out for me? We got the Five of Cups. So you've just got a lot of things that you're going through, dealing with an ending of a relationship. You may actually, this is actually a better understanding. I was kind of feeling this too, but it looks like you're sad about maybe connections that are gone and over. However, there's connections that are not gone, that are not over, that you're not really looking at, and maybe it's like a form of wallowing, I guess, instead of like completely facing it. It's like completely face it and then be that experience of the present moment. Look around and look around in your mind, even, make a list of those people that you still love or still love you, and to put those anyone that's in your mind that's weighing on you, to just put them away in a way, and to remember where you're loved and not where you're not loved. So this way, it just gives you some space within your mind and your emotions. So in the distant past, what is something to help me understand the distant past for you, the listeners? In the distant past, we have the Queen of Swords, and this is the listener's energy. And before I go any further, I'd like to say that this is, an energy read that is of, for a mass population. So if there's parts of it that you don't resonate to, just remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't, and use your own discernment within your life with any of this message. So, Queen of Swords. I feel like in the distant past, you started becoming more of the authority in your life, and you started wielding that sort of communication in a more assertive way. It may have been coming off harsh at times because it was very direct when it needed to be. With it being the feminine, I feel like you really were doing your best to stay within this loving space, even when you had to put maybe your hard hat on as far as how you were facing a situation, using your words. It was like, yeah, we got to use our firm voice in this situation to get the point across. So in the recent past, this was an energy that you started to remember about yourself. You started to remember this version of you came into like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna allow what you were allowing changed, is what I feel. It's like what you were allowing changed, which you were already changing, which was how this energy initiated. However, that was a start of an important cycle to your greater vision of self, to be able to speak up for yourself in a way that's, still as best as it can be loving. One second. You were just more honest, I feel like, about everything. That's what I'm doing my best to feel the energy and also not be spiritual egoistic and think I know it all. So, and use all of the tools to build what could be the potential more whole truth of this message. That honesty, and what I was saying before, coming off as harsh at times, it's like you're as honest as you need to be in the moment of needing to be it, and you're not sugarcoating it for certain people that you normally would sugarcoat it for to protect them. You stop feeling like you need to protect everybody. If anything, it's like you realize now more than ever, it's like, no, it's me who I'm going to be protecting, basically, and not in a way where it's like I'm not going to worry about anybody else. It's taking your power back from people that didn't deserve your love, I feel. So something for the more recent past. Oh, we got the Empress. Divine feminine energy. And then we have the Seven of Wands, which is this defending your position, right? Standing strong where you are and prepared and ready and being successful at when needed, when it does arrive, to fend fend for yourself, defend yourself in any situation. You don't even, it's like in this picture, you don't see who this person is defending from. You just see all of these wands, right? Similar to what he has. However, he looks like he's prepared to fight them off if he needs to. I feel like in this reading, in the more recent past, you really came into this full embodiment of your Empress energy, your feminine energy, your feminine side of yourself. I think about the Kundalini, and I was thinking about that because the Kundalini is feminine, so it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Maybe this is the recent past of the Kundalini. I don't know if that's... But I feel like this is more of you coming into a more whole version of yourself. That nurturing energy. You nurtured a situation like a divine feminine. That led to you being able to stand your ground no matter what the situation is. You just feel that confidence. Excuse me. Ah. Excuse me. If you would like to know what time it is about midnight where I am in this present moment. I don't know where you are or what time it is for you. I like to do my readings at night when all of my family is asleep. This way, I just feel it's more peaceful to do it when everybody else isn't interrupting. That is another part of this. I feel like that's what it is. You're getting ready to do for something, and once you start, you're not trying to be interrupted. You're trying to get after what you're ready to do, and you're defending your position so that way when you get when the harmony of the universe shows you that it's time, that's where you'd like to be. Just, okay, now I'm just going to do this because I already put the preparatory work into, setting those boundaries and fending those moments when I needed to, and also loving yourself when you needed to. And moving into the future, a future influence for this reading. Future influence. King of Pentacles. So at the beginning of this, we seen an ending, and it looked like a heartbreak or a really strong bond that had ended. Moving in the future, King of Pentacles, I feel like a more balanced, more self-sufficient, more self-reliant, sovereign person is going to enter your life. That's going to assist you with not how you pay attention or how you see money, or how you see abundance, or how you understand life through a lot of money, I guess. I don't know if that, because it's this future influence. So this is an influence coming into your life. I feel like there's someone coming in to teach you something about finances. I don't know why I think that way. So 1 second, let me just look up something. Because this is a card that is of wealth. And that's what I was really feeling. I feel like this is a person coming in that's very stable and generous, and that is driven, and maybe is more a match to who you are. And that's what I was saying. I feel like you're bringing in new connections. I feel like what happened is you got rid of, it's like the universe itself assisted you to see connections clearly that were not right for you. And moving into the future influence is you bringing in a connection that is so much more in alignment to who you are, that is expand you, because that's the energy that's the frequency you hold. You're this, it's like the mastery with the eagle was this like teacher energy, but we're always in that space of student too. So we're always the student and we're always the teacher. And I feel like you're just bringing in someone that is just more aligned with just who you are, and it's going to be a long-lasting relationship and connection. There may be this hangman energy surrounding this person coming in. Perhaps they have a lot to think about as to how to approach you. They don't really know how to, they just have to sort a lot of things out before they just do it. There's probably a lot of variables to take in consideration. However, there is someone coming in, moving into the future. There may be it may come in slower because of this person's own need to process things for him or herself. So, a perspective card. We have the Three of Pentacles. I always see the Three of Pentacles as, there's a few ways I see it. I see it as a marriage card for sometimes, not always, but I do feel like it can be a marriage card because it's like a collaboration. And when we collaborate with the universe, this bottle with the chemical on the inside, something about calibration and alchemizing yourself to be of the right frequency for something. And it was like a collaboration, or a collaboration that you will be a part of. It's like you're collaborating with the universe itself. This could also, I think there's this feeling I'm having of this is also about a relationship that you're bringing in, and how you are going to work with this person. This could be a love relationship that you're bringing in. This could be a work relationship that you're bringing in. It could be both. I'm more feeling like this person that you're bringing in is just going to be that person that you're going to collab to get a lot of the passionate ideas that you have out there, because it's just, I feel like you're smart enough, and you're not just smart enough, you're outsourcing in a way because of maybe heaviness within your being. So you're doing what you need to keep a lot of things that you got going on forward, collaborating. Then what is the environment? How is your environment? So in your environment, you have this Wheel of Fortune, and then the Four of Swords. I feel like you're taking the rest you need right now, and it's like I feel like this spirit is saying, don't be hard on yourself right now. Take rest as you need it, because things are changing for you frequently. I feel like there's just a lot of changes going on right now for you. And that Four of Swords, it's like, it's okay if you need that time with yourself. It's okay to take care of your nervous system and take care of how things are affecting you. At the same time, I feel like you're very organized with how things keep just changing. It's like, even if it's a sudden dramatic change and it's not something you prefer, it's like you're so prepared that if it felt like it was out of alignment, you get back in alignment. I don't know how that would resonate. Let's see. So your feelings, how are you feeling? You're feeling like the King of Cups. You're feeling like you're truly loved, that you're emotionally balanced, that you're emotionally fulfilled. You feel like those of you, those that know you, know that they are loved by you. Excuse me. And then your inner knowing itself is really strong. Your connection to the universe is really strong right now, and you feel it, you sense it, and you feel this strong, confident desire or passion to start a connection. I feel like this is also you may be ready, and as far as environment, on some level, to be the love and to be loved. It's like you're more in that authority when it comes to love. You're not gonna just take any old situation. That King of Cups, it's like that emotion, being able to, in your environment, feel emotionally balanced, and like, I feel like this is somebody coming into your life. This is the symbolism of that person, again, coming into your life. So far, for that King, we've seen earth energies and then water energies, or air. What is a final results moving forward? What is the final, like, what is the journey from this leading, as far as, is there another step to this moving into the future? Final results. I feel like this is to say remember you're connected, and no matter what may be going on right now, it's this reminder to stay strong. And this is the energy moving into as your final results, moving on from the present moment, or however this resonated. It's to say this, like, stay strong, remember how courageous you are, remember your toolbox of ways to help yourself to get through all of this any situation. You're just overcoming the odds. I'm going to pull a card from the 42 Ideals of Ma'at in Daily Life. And this is a deck called Living with a Feather Heart. I'll let the universe flip this one. And spirits. Oh, you get the right card. I converse with awareness. $33. So, I converse with awareness. Conversation is an art form all its own, a balancing act of question and answer, inquiry and insight, listening and hearing all at once, combined with variable aspects of speed, volume, gestures, body language, stress, rhythm, intonation, pitch, pausing, and phrasing, all within the constraints of a language's ecosystem of conventions. Dimensions of dialogue may vary depending on the context of how you are conversing and the relationship you have with the person you are conversing with. Initiation into understanding language's variables. Conventions and creative power can occur through the divine art of conversation when we are aware of how to effectively exchange ideas while also appreciating the silent wisdom of the listening ears and not just waiting for our own turn to talk and be heard. Quid pro quo is exchange for meaningful discourse and deeper connection. We are awake because we are alive, but being awake and being aware are not necessarily the same things. Our senses allow awareness to integrate with understanding when we utilize our own idealized intelligence in how we communicate, express, and converse with all we meet, not just friends or those in the inner circle, The circle of awareness and a relationship expands by direct experience, and when we navigate all conversations and relationships with the mindset of a forever student, we may reveal potent lessons by the questions we choose to ask and how we actively listen to the answers communicated. Emotions are a universal language, and how our emotions affect conversation can either produce intimacy or push others away. Self-awareness is a necessity for a disciple of evolutionary dialogue. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis posits that the structure of a particular language influences the modes of thought, behavior, and characteristics of the culture in which it is spoken, cultivating a creative culture with an intention of living as an actualized idealized human allows our living language to influence thought and behavior through our own embodied awareness. Hello in Arabic is Assalamu alaikum, a greeting which means peace be unto you, usually met with wa alaikum salam, meaning and unto you peace. And I apologize if I didn't get that right. I have read that a few times and I'm still working on it. Greeting others how you'd like to be greeted, in a sense, corresponds with the golden rule of treating others how you'd like to be treated. Peace is then found in equal wishes for being free of disturbance, aligned with kindness and well wishes. Wishing well and meaning well can at times be lost in translation when our awareness slips and we are asleep to how we may be affecting those we talk to or at. Progression can at times be a process through unlearning, a letting go of behavior patterns that dictate how you speak and deafen how you hear. Mute the mind that wants to make a point to make noise, and take note of where there's room for growth by seeking a conversational melody that balances the exchange of ideas, imagination, emotion, and intellect with a harmony of artistically idealized conversational conscious awareness. That was actually really cool, and I loved how that card really did fall in alignment with the reading. I don't know if we all saw that part of it or heard that part. I pray for those of you that are out there that this resonated to, that everything goes well for you in your life. Thank you for listening. I have been considering going live soon because I have 200 subscribers, and I will be posting a schedule or a notification so that everybody who's out there who would like to come and join me during a live, that would be awesome. And I was thinking we can choose someone that comes to the lives every time we do one, and give them a free spirit animal message all of their own. I'd like to just say thank you and live in peace. This message was your spirit animal message for this evening, and I pray you the best. Thank you.